One thing that I really quickly wanted to do was I wanted to welcome all of the new subscribers. Honestly, my last video about pay per mile just exploded somehow, and now there's a lot of new people here. So welcome to the channel. I'm This Brown Geek, and I make videos about technology and reviewing technology, but recently I seem to have pivoted into reporting on technology news that affects your freedoms and right to privacy and right to free speech and things like that. I don't quite know how it's happened, but I'm just kind of going with it because honestly, when I was younger, I really wanted to be a journalist and that never happened. So maybe this could be me breaking into something like that. I don't know, we're going to see how it goes, but I'm glad that you're all here. So once again, welcome to the channel, and I promise to do the best I can for you guys when I'm making these videos. Hey, you're watching This Brown Geek, and in this video I want to talk about the UK government potentially wanting to ban VPNs, and by extension some states like Wisconsin and Michigan in the US wanting to ban them too. I've seen so many videos of people saying that the UK is banning VPNs, but I haven't really seen anyone talk about how they would do this or if it's even possible. So let's dive into it and I'll tell you exactly how I think they would attempt to ban VPNs. I won't get too technical, don't worry, and why I think it won't work. Firstly, you might have noticed that we're back on this angle here in the studio using the main camera. I'm just experimenting with this setup right now, so let me know what you think of it compared to the angle I was using in my last few videos. Oh, and I'm wearing a cap again because my barber is selfish and decided to go on holiday, and my OCD won't let anyone else cut my hair. Anyways, let's get to the topic of this video. Can the government ban VPNs, and how would they do it? I'll be talking about the UK government in this video, but honestly, this also applies to those states in the US too. In my view, yes, the UK government could legally attempt to ban or heavily restrict VPNs, particularly under the framework of the Online Safety Act or through new legislation, but it would be incredibly difficult to enforce effectively on a technical level. A full outright ban seems unlikely in the short term. The Labour government, including Technology Secretary Peter Kyle, has repeatedly stated that there are no plans to ban VPNs, emphasising that they're monitoring usage very closely for child safety rather than pursuing an outright ban. However, they have used phrases like "nothing is off the table" for protecting children, leaving room for this to escalate, especially because we have seen a huge increase in VPN downloads. For example, one VPN provider saw an increase of 1800%. Experts argue that it could backfire in a huge way, harming cybersecurity, privacy, and the economy while turning the UK into an authoritarian regime like China or Russia. Remember, the Online Safety Act itself doesn't explicitly ban VPNs, but it allows Ofcom to enforce against platforms that deliberately target UK children and promote VPN use to bypass age verification, with fines of up to £18 million or 10% of global revenue. The government itself relies on VPNs for secure operations, which makes a blanket ban hypocritical. Instead, any ban would likely be partial, targeting consumer VPNs for Online Safety Act circumvention rather than total, due to massive backlash from businesses, journalists, and everyday users who use them for privacy. Now, let's say that they do actually want to ban VPNs. How would they even do it? Well, they could either use a legal method or a technical method. The legal methods include amending the Online Safety Act to make VPN use illegal for bypassing age checks, or introduce a broader law requiring VPN providers to register with Ofcom, log user data, or include backdoors for monitoring. Unregistered VPNs could be deemed illegal, with fines for users and providers. I think this one is insane and scary, as it would essentially remove any and all privacy you had. This one really is an Orwellian nightmare. Plus, most good VPN providers literally can't keep logs. The VPN is designed that way. So a law like this would make it so VPN providers just couldn't operate in the UK. They could also mandate app stores like Google Play or the Apple App Store to remove VPN apps, or require sites and platforms to detect and block VPN users via IP checks. This one seems more likely in my opinion. I mean, the UK government does seem to enjoy passing the buck to tech firms. They could also mandate that platforms like Facebook or Instagram or whichever other website spot VPN-like encrypted traffic, leading to those users being banned or restricted from using those platforms. And they could force adult websites to detect VPN traffic and make them force the user to verify their age. The technical methods that they could use could be one of the following three. They could have ISP level blocking, which forces ISPs to block known VPN IP addresses, domains, or even protocols like OpenVPN or WireGuard, using deep packet inspection or blacklists. Ofcom is already using third-party AI tools to monitor VPN traffic in the UK. They could block VPN websites and apps via something called DNS filtering. I don't want to get too technical like I said, but this would basically stop VPN websites and apps from loading. And here's why I think it would likely fail. There are too many technical bypasses. Users could switch to self-hosted VPNs on cloud servers, open proxies, they could use Tor, or even other protocols which mimic regular traffic, making it impossible to block without breaking the internet. Lawmakers don't really seem to have a grasp on this technology. Another reason I think it might fail is that blocking VPNs would disrupt legitimate uses like remote work for business and security, causing false positives and economic harm. And finally, they would face political and global backlash. Banning VPNs would undermine free speech and our right to privacy. So, do I think that they will ban VPNs? Honestly, I think they'll attempt it, especially the UK government, who seem short-sighted enough to think that they can get away with it. But I don't think that it will work, mainly because there's just too many workarounds, like the few that I outlined in this video. They will keep talking about how we need to protect the kids to get this past the finish line, but in my opinion, if politicians really gave a damn about keeping kids safe, they should put money into education, teach parents how to use tools to restrict what their kids see online, and tackle the real reasons behind online dangers. What they shouldn't do is declare war on privacy altogether. Going after VPNs is straight up attacking digital privacy and freedom. In my opinion, the suits leading this charge obviously have no clue how any of this technology actually works. They just want to keep screaming about VPNs and how they should be banned. Plus, when did parents stop being parents? I love how these governments think it's suddenly their job to raise our kids. Oh wait, that's not what they're doing. In my opinion, they're just using protect the children as a Trojan horse to take away our right to privacy and digital freedom. But yeah, that's what I think. I mean, what do I know? I've only been in this industry for over 2 decades. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I have a lot of videos in the works right now. Please give this video a like if you found it useful or entertaining, or if you learned something. And please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. You've been watching This Brown Geek. I'll catch you in the next one.